Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to Hearts 4 as we are playing as Russia. So I did go ahead and fix the situation with the war with the American Union. We're no longer fighting them, so I did a white peace with all the members of that faction and all the members of our faction, so they're not at war with our Italian puppet either, since, you know, we didn't even want to subjugate them. If I had a choice in that matter, I wouldn't have done it. So it just kind of messed up that we got brought into that war simply because the Italian subject was, when we didn't have a choice in that matter. But you notice that I did keep the Italian subject. Based on your guys' comments, seemed like you did want me to just keep them as is, and then we'll give them territory in the peace treaty. Alright, so all we have to do is finish defeating this Italy here, and then we'll have the peace treaty, since Turkey has capitulated. Alright, so the first thing we should do is probably get a trait for this General Nikita. We'll of course get the infantry expert. I think that's a much better option between the two. Alright, so I think we're moving troops over to here. Already going after that victory point. We'll go after the air base next. Just make sure we're pushing forward across here. We'll go ahead and attack those guys, just stop them from going to that province there. Alright, everybody's attacking all throughout here. Maybe let's also... This is across a river. Maybe go after this location here, and maybe go across the river and then help them out. Send another unit here as well, because otherwise we're not going to win that attack. We could try and have this guy go around here as well instead of going wherever it is that he's moving to. So just need to wipe out that unit there, and then these guys will probably have them go over to this location next. Rome has fallen, of course, so I can control that. And that's been finished, and then we can have this guy come over to this front. And let's lock these guys down, since we can easily get behind them, just north of Naples. I don't know if this guy can come down here. Let's see. Can he get any closer? He cannot. Still don't have control of the rails there. Let's go and keep on pushing forward over here and right here as well. Looks like that would be a victory. We'll go and send all these troops into here. Looks like that should be a fairly easy win there. And maybe also lock these troops down here, just temporarily. What if we send... So they can't attack from there. Okay, we'll just have them go over this way then. So even with the assistance from these units, still not able to win there. Let me see if I sent some more units in there, if they can make that happen. And then let's go ahead and have this guy advance through here. Well, he's going to close this off here. Maybe go up this way, actually. Well, you have some troops here that could get this done. And let's go and do the attack into that undefended province there. So I suppose these guys will go this way instead. And then let's take these infantry and have them advance up along the border there. So it does seem this is undefended over here, so let's go ahead and start pushing forward all across the front. Yeah, and they shouldn't last much longer, particularly now that we're taking Naples. And I'm not entirely sure where all the troops are deciding to be in this location. But we do get these units here cut off. Let's go and attack over here. Make sure they can't reconnect the front there. And then we're going to go and send these tanks in here and get behind that tank unit. And let's see what happened in this battle. We sunk 2 Italian destroyers. So somebody did point out a battle that happened over here that we apparently just never saw the results to. But it was a bigger battle with the Italian fleet, and they're thinking maybe that's where they got sunk. Like, we don't know for sure. We did just lose 2 submarines here. Here's the Italian fleet again. Let me just see, make sure that we're getting, because we should be getting assistance. Our bombers aren't here yet to help out. So this here is just submarines that are disengaging from battle. We lost 2 of them so far. But yeah, we haven't been getting enough assistance. Oh, I see. We don't even have naval bombers in this area here, so we need to fix that since our fleet is here. And we could also help sinking troop convoys as well. So maybe bring a few naval bombers down to that area. I don't know if we actually have... Oh, we do. We got plenty. So let's go ahead and bring... Just find out where the closest air base is. Right here. So bring quite a few of these because it seems like there's been several battles here. This was not where the battle was that somebody pointed out in the video. It was actually over here in the Aegean Sea, so we should have been getting naval bomber assistance with that one. And I'm not entirely sure how we lost those troops. Or those ships, excuse me. Alright, so let's just advance along the coast here, taking those victory points. Yeah, but I think we just probably missed it, honestly. Alright, so not able to win this, so let's just go ahead and stop it. Clearly it's not going to work. Let's not try and make something happen that's not going to happen. We'll keep on doing that attack because that'll cut off all the troops that are here. Let's also have these guys advance. And this is across a river, so I'd prefer to not do this attack here. Just instead go this way. Yeah, those guys are too weak to do any attacks. So what really matters is just getting all this taken over here, especially the locations that... I can go and attack over here. The locations that aren't defended. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do this attack here. Get the win, and then once you've won there, this is blocked off, and you can start working on this area where you see that they are definitely suffering from some supply issues. Might be able to get across the river here just because they're retreating all divisions. So that battle we attempted where we failed, maybe we can make it happen this time. Alright, so let's go and keep a lot of these troops onto this front here. Have this guy push forward, and he's just going to keep going after these provinces. Let's make sure you guys are all given orders here. Alright, so advancing over there without too much difficulty. Need some more units into the area. Let's go and do the attack here. I know this is across the river, but that unit's cut off, so it's fine. Let's go and start advancing down here towards that port. Go and attack. Let me see how we want to do this. Okay, let's go ahead and take that air base. We need to get those guys cut off. So let's send these guys over here that'll cut off the mountain division. And let's see what we've done over here. So we've got enough units here that I think we can go and launch an attack. It is across a river. Okay, I was looking at the wrong location. You want your troops over here. Okay, so let me stop this here. And it's far better to have the units attack from this direction. I was thinking the river's right here, but you can see the river's actually here. So that'd be the better way to do it. Could probably get some wins across here now. Yeah, these should all be victories at this point. And then this should all be really easy now. Yeah, these guys are not doing so well. Still waiting for them to empty out that province there. And let's just go ahead and take over the rest of this here. Get that airbase. That guy's grabbing that province. I think what matters is these victory points down here, because this one's worth 15. This one here is only worth 1. Gotta make sure that they don't get out though. So let's actually send these guys over to here and maybe extend this. You got all kinds of weird stuff going on here, don't we? Extend this across like so. Have this unit come over and help him out. So just waiting for the units to get down here. So these guys will come across here while this unit goes this way. Just make sure all these provinces get taken. And we'll take a look at these sea battles. Hopefully this time not miss any large numbers of ships being sunk. So that's 2 submarines that we'd seen. Those were the only 2 that were sunk there. And our planes never arrived in time to assist, but our planes did sink an Italian submarine there. And our subject in Italy is wanting to buy those fighters. We'll go ahead and let them purchase that. Really no reason not to. Alright, so let's go and grab this territory here. And we will help out with this attack. And then just kind of finish all these little areas up here. Bring some troops to assist them. So he should have that taken there. We are winning into this location as well. And let's just go do this attack now that there's somebody trying to get across there. So we'll help them out because they're attacking across the river. And these guys here are now completely surrounded, so let's just get them wiped out. Because you can see they're actually about to take that province there. So let's make sure that doesn't happen. Bring some troops in there to stop them. Alright, so everybody should have that taken here soon. Let's go and get behind them and grab this location. We didn't finish up here. We didn't take that. Okay, so somebody's going to have to do that for us. We'll let both of these guys advance down here, though. It's fine. This is only worth 3 victory points. Now, I don't like that the Italians are getting, our subjects are getting points here. Now, what they're going to want to get in the peace treaty is, of course, their own Italian territory, but we've heard they didn't get anything. And then we give them, because I'm going to give them much of Italy, but I want to be the one to kind of determine what parts they get. It'll just be easier if we control as much of the peace treaty as possible. So having some difficulty in these battles here. Okay. That's fine. It doesn't really matter. I don't think any of that's going to be finished before we capitulate them, and that doesn't help us capitulate them because it's all territory that isn't Italian cores. Alright, so these guys are going to take care of that for us. And then these troops can come over here and see if they can get across to Sicily. I think it'll be over before we ever get there, though. This has been finished with the exception of one location here, so somebody's got to go take that over for us. Let's have this guy do it. And we did get the night vision tech researched. So that's the 10% land night attack. So still have 2 techs left to get here before we're up to date. And that's not even counting the mechanized or, of course, the special forces where we've fallen the most behind. But we are also in 1944 here, so we might want to start working on those 1944 naval and air techs. So we're still working on getting this here. That'll be done in 10 days, and we'll work on the dual purpose batteries, which I want to get those for the battleships. We also don't have the research bonus yet for those battleships. We should be pretty close. Yeah, just 6 days away. So might want to get that with the next tech. Let me see if there's anything else we might want to get here now. No, I really feel like the stuff for the battleships should be the key. So with this one, you could invest in planes, 1944 planes, so there are research bonuses for those. We are behind on the radar tech. Couple industrial techs left to get, but I don't think that's an issue. You know what, let's just go in and keep on investing in these to try and get ourselves back up to date. And we're actually going to get the soft attack first, before we get the hard attack and piercing, just a little bit more useful against Japan. And that'll be 105 days to get that research. So here we lost 3 destroyers but sunk 4 Italian destroyers. Here's 6 Italian destroyers, but those are not our enemy Italy, that's our subject Italy. They have, I think, close to the same flag, if not the same exact flag. It's pretty close. Because I think they were both not aligned, but we lost 36 bombers in that process. It's not a good battle overall, but let me just take a look and see if there's any difference here. Now, they have the exact same flag because they're both not aligned, so that's super confusing. So we are moving across to Sicily. I think that's going to be the end right there, because that's 5 victory points. So yeah, that's probably going to be it for him. We lost 2 more destroyers. We'll sink in 2. I'd prefer to not sink any more of their ships. I almost want to put the fleet back into port. Tell them to stop attacking, because remember, we can take over all these ships that we're currently attacking. So let's go and take that location, just get it done, get more war score. But really what matters is taking over all this here and I suppose advancing more into Sicily. I think they got to be close towards capitulating now. I thought they would already be at it, but I expect, yeah, that it's going to pop up any minute. Alright, so we got their equipment. So we can see that we control the majority of the points. Spain has a few, our subject Italy has a few, and that is it. So basically we should be able to do whatever we want in this peace treaty. Spain might try and take some stuff over here, but I think we should be able to contend with them for that. And the Italians with their points will probably just take territory that I'm going to give it to them anyways. So what we're going to want to do is make sure we take over any territory that Italy would be interested in first. So like I'm going to get control of all this here. And we'll probably leave them at this point is where we'd leave the Italian subjects. I do want control of this as well and all of Turkey, but it makes sense to just finish up here. Now we could create a German subject. Like that would be an option. As far as what we're taking here, I think we'd leave Italy with just this territory here. So like get control of all of this up along here. And then leave them all of this territory. But yeah, we could do a German subject, but you know, we have German territory here. We didn't we didn't give to him. And frankly, it's going to look weird no matter what because of this little hatch here with Britain. And so I think we'll just annex them, leave Italy as a subject, and just annex all this territory here. And then just start working on as much as Turkey as we can. Make sure we get that because Italy might be interested in it. I prefer if we're not wasting points competing with the Italians. I actually have a lot more points than I was expecting. I was thinking that the American faction would have more points than they do. Alright, so that's all we're going to be able to get. We can get this little hatch here, though. So yeah, we'll grab that just because we got the points to do so. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Let's go and submit our demands. Italians have taken over large parts of Italy. Pretty cheap for them because, you know, it's their core territory. The Spanish have attempted to take this over here, so let's go ahead and compete with them immediately for that. I don't want them to get any of it, though it's not going to be for us. It's going to be for Italy. We're going to take it for the Italians. So we'll take that over for Italy. In fact, I almost want to go ahead and just give Italy all this territory now. Because we do have so many points, I think we'll be able to do a lot in this turn. So that's all going to Italy. You don't want to give anything to Spain. Let's take over the rest of Turkey and we'll see how many points we have remaining. Just trying to finish up the peace treaty in this turn if possible. Alright, so that's all of Turkey in our control. Make sure I give that to us. Yes. Alright, so now the rest will be going to Italy. I don't think there's anything else to be dealt with but this Italian territory. Now you don't have to give Corsica to Italy. You know, it was originally French territory. And that's all we're going to be able to do. Okay. Let's do it over here first then. Because we can get all that done. This one's really expensive. But yeah, we'll give it to Italy. So I'm not seeing any other states we can take. So let's go and submit our demands. Do have to compete with Spain for those, but not going to be a problem. And now we're just going to take over these for Italy. And I think that's everything but the ships. And so we'll go ahead and do that next. It'd be interesting if you could take over, you know, other demands for countries in here that aren't you. So like if you could grant ships to them, that'd be kind of interesting. I don't know that we'd want to grant the Italian ships to Italy rather than ourselves. We'd probably take them for ourselves, but it would just be interesting if you could do that, if that was one of the options. It looks like we don't have enough points to do all this. Can't take this one though. So that's the last one. So let's go and submit our demands. And we'll take over that one. And I think that is everything. There's nothing else that they can compete with us on. Looks like Ethiopia is already controlled by Italy. Could have subjugated them, I suppose, but yeah, I'm fine with them being annexed by Italy. And there is one little patch of territory here that we didn't grant, so let's go ahead and do that. This is going to go to Italy. Alright, so that was the only thing we forgot. Good thing I saw it. I don't think there's anything else, right? Let me go and submit our demands. Nope, this is all territory that Italy has taken for themselves. So I think we're good to go. Alright, so let's go ahead and confirm an exit. And so Italy's color has changed here. They're now Russian Italy. Still not aligned, but they have a lot of communist and democratic support. Yeah, just barely more not aligned. And them combined make up a majority. Alright, so Italy now controls all this territory in North Africa. And who is this wants to buy? Plains, Denmark, who is a future enemy, so we will not be accepting that. We do need to probably set up a naval invasion. We have these troops here. I don't know if they'll be successful in crossing here, though due to the forts, and there's a lot of troops here probably entrenched. So I don't know how well they're going to do getting across there. So you could set up a naval invasion. Alright, so we've got a ton that we need to do in order to get ready for this war with the Japanese. But like I had mentioned before, I think we should leave some troops here. Maybe not down here. In order to protect against a potential invasion, war with the Allies. Because it could always happen. We just don't know. We don't want to have a complete lack of troops. So I'm going to leave 2 full-size armies over here. So you got this army, the brown army here. They're actually coming from the east. I'm going to flip-flop some of these. Some of the divisions I actually changed So like all the Cav divisions, you can see we have switched those over to Imperial Guard. And any divisions from this army, which I'm replacing them with, and I mainly just want to replace them just so I don't have to like change up the generals and all that kind of stuff. And it's fine if they have to move back and forth. I did leave some of the divisions here, as you can see. So I flip-flopped some of those. Any ones in this army that needed training, I put into this brown army that's staying on the western front. Alright, so we'll have these two full-size armies here, as well as this one here. Once I finish with Denmark, we'll just keep them here as well. And since we won't be using these guys, we can actually unassign them, which is good, because we'll need some generals for those armies that are staying in the east. So we'll unassign that guy. This army didn't have a general. And then this army here has a field marshal, so we'll leave him here. And we can bring some additional troops here. So we've got, I guess the best way to do it is to do these guys. So we got some more troops that can come onto this front. Do they have a planning bonus? Looks like they do not, so let's go ahead and do that. So if we can supply them all, then we'll try and have a full, although it looks like we can't even supply them as it is. Let me just take a look at the supply situation. Just too many troops in one location seems to be the issue here. Yeah. But you can't really like spread it out at all. I suppose the best way to do this would be to have a naval invasion. Okay. Yeah, probably set them up. Due to lack of generals, they have to be under the same guy. But yeah, probably just set them up as a naval invasion, because the army who we've been using for naval invasions, I'm going to send them to the east. Because yeah, this is just not going to work here due to supply issues. I mean, you could try and build, I mean, you have a port right there and a supply hub, so I don't really think there's anything else you can do to fix the supply problems here. It's just too many troops in one location. So yeah, we'll just take the units that we tried to send over here. Well, we can't have that many naval invasions because we're behind in naval invasion tech. Alright, so that's not going to be an option. Yeah, I think the problem is just having 24 divisions in one location. Now, it doesn't look like they're actually being affected by this, and I could try building another port here. So move that right there, just so it's getting some factories. I can try doing that. I don't really think that's going to have much effect, though. It's just too many units in one location. But yeah, I want to have more than just 12 divisions here. Mainly because we have so many divisions. Alright, so that looks good. Now we need to start moving troops over to this front. And it's mainly going to be the tanks that we're going to want to get set up. In fact, we'll probably get rid of this tank army and have them merge with one of the other ones. So let's just go ahead and delete their current line. And then we'll start a new line. We have 3 tank armies currently, but one of them is underneath a field marshal. So might want to just turn these into 2 tank armies. Yeah, it might be the best way to do it. Have one coming from this direction and one coming from this direction. Now you can see that supply is an issue here. I think I have a port being built right there though. So that should help the supply situation to a degree. Let me see if there's anything else we can do. Maybe build another supply hub. Yeah, that would be an option. You could build it like right here. I think it's just sheer number of troops that are in the area is the problem. I'm building up the port there. So that increases it. But I think that's the main issue. So having this port here should help the situation. We could also get another supply hub here just because, I mean, there's not really much that we need to construct at this moment. So why not? We could even build it right here. It's already on the rails there. And there's also not a supply hub anywhere nearby. Okay, you just have this one here. The next one's way over here. So yeah, having a supply hub here wouldn't be bad. Let's go and throw that up to the top there. Make sure we get that constructed as quick as we can. It's going to take some time to move our whole army from one side to the other. But I think these will be our 2 tank armies. We'll probably get rid of the rest of these. These guys are actually coming over here. I suppose you could keep them for quicker attacks over here. I don't know if that's what we want to do with them though. For right now, let's go ahead and set up these 2 armies. So what we're going to do is we're going to have these guys come from this direction. And then have them go across here. I should probably redo that actually. Just make sure they don't have any fronts anywhere else. So delete all their possible fronts. Because yeah, I don't know if they have any out there. Alright, so they're going to be coming from this direction while this tank army will come from this direction. Now, I'm not entirely sure how well this will go. Is this This is a plains province, so might want to go that way and kind of split these up just a little bit. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So we'd want to take, I don't know, maybe like, take one of these heavier tanks. And then send all these light tanks to invade from this location here. Have to do it that way because they're two separate countries. Even though they're in the same faction. I wish it wasn't like that, but it is. I feel like when they're in the same faction, it should just merge immediately. I think the idea here is, though, is that just because you declare war on one member of a faction doesn't mean you'll be at war with both of them, as we've seen in this particular series. But yeah, this is what we'll do. We'll then take the tanks that are here and put them into this army, since they're already here. And the tanks that are here, we could merge them into one of those armies too. We'll let them get up where they're going right now, since we've already sent them over there. So we have 2 more armies to send to the east. So the white army we're going to be sending over here. It does seem like I messed up my yellow armies. Yeah, this is the actual training army. These guys were training, so it confused me. But yeah, these guys are already in an army over here. Okay, so let's change that up. This is what we want to do. We want to select any units that are over here in this army, put them back in the army they're supposed to be in. So this is not the training army that I was thinking it was. And we're going to be moving them. This is the main front. And so what we're going to do is let's have this whole front be changed up a little bit so you can have more troops stacked up over here. And I don't know if this is going to cause huge supply issues. I guess we will find out. It could cause some pretty significant problems here. I'm going to try and stack in these white army troops, maybe like this. I don't know, again, if this is going to be just too many troops in the area. We'll wait till they get here and find out. So maybe a little bit more, and I think that's probably good. We'll see how it looks once they get here. We'll really kind of stack up the troops, so we try and do this invasion as easily as possible. Over here, I don't think we have as many supply hubs as we do in this area. We got a lot of supply hubs throughout the region. I don't know if this will be enough. Might need to build more. So what I want to do is be able to send more troops over to here. So let's take a few more of these, bring them over here. Just make sure we can get across there without too many issues. In fact, we could probably do 2 more of them, because they have that shortened front, though the yellow army is much smaller at this point. So I don't know if we want them doing this entire front. We might instead do it like this. Just decrease their front to a degree, so they're not covering as much, since they don't have as many divisions. We'll see how that looks. Alright, so looking solid there. Still got the tanks coming over here. White army will move over there and cover that. We'll make sure that they train once they get there. They have 1 division that needs training, so it shouldn't take very long. Next would be the Marines. They're going to do an invasion over here. So let's go ahead and get that planned. I guess it'd be this port would be the most convenient one. And then the blue army we're going to send over to here to take over this location. Let me make sure we don't have any other orders for them right now. So they'll be doing the attack across here, and we'll just take these troops and have them join this army once those guys get here. We should have the port built at that point. Might need another one. I'm not going to have 24 divisions going across, by the way. We'll have some sitting over here to help out with that invasion once it's done. Yeah, we could build another port here, I guess. Just kind of focus on the hordes to try and get some additional supply hubs. And yeah, then we'll put these guys into this army just for covering defense of the hordes. And so that I don't forget, let's take a few of these units, which we do need to have these guys train up. Because yeah, we don't want 24 divisions going across. I think that'd be too many, obviously. And then have these guys set to do a fallback line right here. And that was one less than I wanted to do. There we go. Alright, so I think everybody now has orders, with the exception of those tanks, which are on their way to the East Indies at the moment. We do need to move all these railway guns. Okay, so we don't even want them over here at all, I don't think. So So I'm not entirely sure how many we have at this point. I know I moved another one that's on its way over here. So let's start from this way then. Wherever we have rails constructed. I had to build rails that went around here because this supply hub in this location wasn't connected. So yeah, we'll put one railway gun there. And do we have any over here? We do. So these are actually the closest ones that we have to the area. So let's just go ahead and move them all across the front. Get probably the entire front covered in them. I think we will be able to because we have so many railway guns at this point. Probably went a little overboard with them. In fact, I did tell them to stop building the railway guns. And we'll put one right here. Now, a lot of this area is a bit limited where we can put railway guns. So we'll bring this one. I know I don't have any up along here. Let's put this one here. And yeah, we'll bring a couple more. We can start letting them all move though. Not too fast. We'll just go to speed 4. Considering the fact that I'm trying to get this done here. And you know, we're gonna have like text finishing up. And in fact, we actually have a few things we need to do now, don't we? So we're saving up the political power to be able to finally change to war economy. I can't believe it. We're in 1944 and never got into war economy. I don't think I've ever seen that in a series before, but we just never have the political power when we're at war, or we're in a war where we can't change it because it's not, so we don't fit the requirements. And these wars just go so quickly. I think that's the issue. We defeat everybody we fight in such a quick time that I never have the political power available. So might want to have the political power available for as soon as we declare war on Japan. We can spend this one here because it's going to be a little while. It's only 100 to integrate Yugoslavia. So we'll get that started. After that, I think we'll just save up the 150. So as soon as we declare war, we can go ahead and change that up finally. Might need to make some adjustments here since I don't know exactly where these are all at. We did get a trait for the naval aircraft designer. Okay, so we can get either the range and air defense or the range and agility. Let's actually go with the agility is probably not going to be that helpful. I don't know if these bombers actually have any agility. Let me just double check. I don't remember how we designed them. They might have agility while the close air support do not. So let me just take a peek here. All right, so currently their agility is at 53. And when we're doing bombing, it's at 38. So they actually do have agility. Air defense isn't really all that high. So I think it would be more beneficial to, oh, we got a couple things here, but more beneficial to get the agility for them. We got plenty of air experience as well for making these adjustments. And then we also got something for our automotive manufacturer. All right, so we're gonna get the hardness here, I think. And do we want to spend the experience? Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, we'll do that. We still need to add those. In fact, it'd be wise for us to go ahead and do that. But remember, we still have to design the light tanks too. I need a lot of experience for doing that. Maybe we should change the mechanized up first. I think that'd be smarter, actually. And then we'll design the light tanks because I think that's a little bit more important of a change to get the mechanized into the heavy tanks, even though we don't have as many heavy tank units. All right, so we want to change these over to this one here. And this one over to this one. And then, of course, we got the mechanized to be changed up. And the trucks. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and make that adjustment now, finally, to the bears and give them the mechanized. So we're going to change all these over to mechanized infantry. And that'll be most of our experience here. So you can see that this is a big increase in stats. A lot more HP. Reliability goes up slightly. A little bit of soft attack, but a lot more hard attack there. Defense is going up quite a bit more. Breakthrough is a little bit higher, a little bit more armor, and a bit more piercing. They'll have more fuel capacity, but also will use more fuel. And this will result in us having a stupid amount of trucks. So let me just take a look at how this changes the stockpile situation. So now we're short on mechanized, We're all right. It's 9:53 currently. Well, trucks should stack up, you'd think. There we go. We also finished up our focus, an ocean-going navy, so that gave us the research bonus and the super heavy battleship hull. You just get that. So do we want to keep on getting the sea ones? Because that's the capital ship production cost reduction. That's really helpful. You also get a research bonus for the cruisers. Yeah, it makes sense to get the ship ones before we get the air ones. And man, having a production bonus for the capital ships would be really nice to have. There's a lot of stuff to get though, guys. Quite a few things still in the focus tree, despite being January of 1944. Still have a few other notifications up here. We have free military factories, so let's go and get these assigned. I mean, mechanized is in a decent spot. You can also pull from trucks, because I think we're gonna have no problem with those anymore. Yeah, so you can certainly pull from the trucks by a lot. It's probably go down to like 10 here. Nothing else is really short. We already have a lot of factories going into artillery. I mean, yeah, nothing's really an issue. We can pretty much build whatever we want at this point. And it seems that steel is not an issue any longer either. Alright, we'll just put it into the infantry equipment just cuz. And then we already got a ton going in artillery. Plenty enough there. I feel like 40 in the mechanized is a lot as well. Probably want to get more heavy tanks. So let's go and take a look at the resource situation, because we don't need to trade for as many factories worth of steel with the British, since we got so much from that peace treaty. Also, we're not using our ability to decipher somebody. So we've already done Japan, we've already done China, and so there's really nobody here that we're going to want to do. Could do Denmark. How long would that take? 219 days. We'll probably have... Yeah, I don't think we'll have them done in time. We can try. So we'll work on that. We've already got our operatives assigned. And then we have some missions, some decisions I should say. They might want to say we don't need to be notified of. Are these all for resources? Looks like it. While we can of course always use more resources, we want to save that with little power. There's all kinds of other things we want to do with that. So we do need to get the fleet moving. So I did forget about them and the planes. We've got all the troops moving, but the planes are still flying overhead here in Europe and the Mediterranean, and the ships are over here as well, still on their missions. So some of these are going to stay here, but a lot of them need to move to the east, and we now have the 76 ships that we got from Italy. We also have the 4 ships that we got from Turkey. So these are all repairing. So I'd seen that, but geez, I didn't know they were so behind. And they're all in one task force, so it's going to be really, really slow if we leave them like this. So we might want to change this up. Like at the very least, take out the submarines here. Oops, I didn't want to do that. We wanted to split off the submarines. So we'll do that. And then maybe split off... Maybe just split them all into separate... Yeah, that's what we'll do. I keep hitting that button for some reason. I just really want to change up the icon, apparently. Split off all the light cruisers and all of the destroyers, so that they can repair in different ports. So the destroyers are the quickest to be repaired. So let's just move them to a smaller base. Here's a level 3, but we've already told them not to repair there. This does need to be adjusted. We'll do that in a minute. So we have that level 10, so I want to move probably these guys over there. And we'll set them up to repair. So those guys are still repairing since we didn't move those out. We can have the submarines repair here though. That's absolutely fine. So we'll let them repair as soon as the battleships are done. We're going to let those repair here as well. So this fleet here has all come over to this location already. So we need to move these guys. Well, this one's going to stay here at least until we finish, though we might want to flip-flop these and the areas they're assigned. This is the better admiral. Well, this has the better fleet. So let me just take a look here and see how they're going on the traits. Okay, so clearly we should have this guy in charge of our best ships. So what I think we should do is just change up the task force, keep the admiral as is, and obviously change the assignments too. So we're gonna want to add this area over here. We're gonna just take them all. You know, just end all of their orders. Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it, and then send everybody over here. Now, we might want to let them finish repairing first. Yeah, I think that would be the best option, but we can send everybody who's not repairing over here. Some of these need to repair now, so let's actually send them to repair if they need it. And then if they don't, which looks like all of these are pretty good, let's go ahead and send them over to here. It's a pain in the butt, guys, to do, but it's got to get done. All this stuff we got to take care of. Could do it off camera, but I already spent like 10 minutes messing with stuff off camera, so it's basically got to be managed at some point. So we're going to let these guys repair here. And then we'll want to change up. So these guys can actually go into this fleet now. So let's do that now. And then bring these guys over to here. Take them off their current order and then just have them move over here. Because remember, we want them under the other admiral. These two fleets can stay here. But we will want to take them off their current orders for now. No reason to have them out there at the moment. Same thing with, I suppose, all of these here. Let's take them off and then have them. I don't know how many we can fit over here. We're gonna have to do some merging, obviously. Well, let's go ahead and send them over to here as well. These guys are already over here. Excellent. These ones can probably stay here. Okay, so we got the ships moving if they're not repairing. A lot of those ships are, in fact, repairing. So now we need to move the planes. And there's a lot of them, guys. A lot of planes. Let's take a look at the airbase situation. So I built up some air bases over here. We can see a lot of the places we're going to be fighting in do not have coverage. So we're going to need to build some air bases. Now we also have built radar stations. And so we can see what the coverage is. Because we're such a low level radar, we don't have the entire region covered. But I don't really feel like the answer is to build in additional locations. I just think we need to upgrade our radar. So we're not going to build any of those, but we do need to get air bases, clearly. Although it seems like I already planned that, and I built them here, and they're just, yeah, they're just kind of far away because it's big old states. So I don't know if there's anywhere you need to build additional locations. Could build one here, I suppose. Yeah, we'll build one there. And you could even build these up higher just because we have so many planes. Could do like level 5. Because we have like a lot more fighters than we do close air support. This is already level 10 here. Could build this one up a bit more as well. You know, planes are pretty quick to move over there. So this is what I'll do, guys. Since we're still building air bases over there, let's just take all these guys off their mission so they're not flying. And then we'll move these once we're ready. Once all the air bases are constructed. And we know how things look when it comes to supply. Since you know planes take the supply as well. Guess we do it this way here. And this way, because I'm not worried about fuel, obviously, we're doing really good on that. That hasn't been an issue for the entire campaign. It's more that I'm worried about losing planes to accidents. Now, if they need training, I suppose you could do that. So you can, like, train up anybody who needs it. Just go through them all and find them. We'll do that in a minute. Let's go and get a attack selected. We already know what we want here. This is the medium dual purpose battery. So we're going to start working on that because we need those for the battleships. We do need to start researching the battleships though. So basically as soon as we finish up with something here, I suppose it's going to be excavation or the anti-tank upgrades could do that too. Though I think we had said we we're going to try and complete this. Could wait until you get the anti-air done and then do that. And then with this one, since it'll be done sooner, 7 days, you can have that one go to the battleships. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So yeah, let's just go ahead and train up any planes here that need it. Let's go through the air bases and get anybody training. So at least they're doing something over here. We're getting more air experience as well, which we can use for something. I don't know what, considering the fact that we don't really need, well, those guys don't even need to train up there. But yeah, we don't really need air experience for anything outside of designing planes, which we seem to have plenty enough for that. With this tech slot, we're going to go ahead and get the battleships. Since we now have the research bonus, it's going to be 60 days to complete that. Only 57 once we're using the MIO. Alright, so we still have a few railway guns to move over. Let me wait till the ones that we've already assigned over there arrive, so we can see how things look over there, where we have openings. So we do have one more thing to get here. Let me see if there's anything we want to get for the battleships. We could even start working on the destroyers, since we have a nice research bonus for that already, so you don't need to wait to get that. I think we will go ahead and start working on the destroyers. I really want to get these ships constructed. Oops. So let's get that. And then we can finish up with that last industrial tech. Whenever we get a bit of time. Industry is really not an issue for us. So this is going to be 82 days to get that research. You could also get all the stuff for the destroyers. But I prefer to start building these even without the upgraded stuff. It's mainly like battleships. You know, any capital ships, you know, they take so long to build that you want to make sure you have everything for them before you start. We do have a few battleships currently being constructed. I think we were waiting to do the carriers until we finished up with the anti-air. Yeah. So we're going to get that. I don't think there's anything else to wait for it. Well, I suppose there's the dual purpose guns. You could wait for that. We no longer have the effects from desperate measures. All right, excellent. So that'll allow us to get that one focus in here. Lessons of war. So that's division organization, army experience gain, and experienced soldier losses being reduced. And then you also get the decision order 227. And I don't know if anybody actually has the cowed by Stalin, but I don't think they do, because, you know, Stalin's gone. He's dead. So that's not really an issue for us. But if you did have those penalties, then those would be removed. So yeah, you can see we're definitely having some supply issues in this area, guys. Despite the fact we moved all the troops out. That's interesting. Not entirely sure why they're suffering. Okay, well, let's fix itself here. So still waiting for the White Army to get here. This would be a great time for them to declare war while we're moving all these troops and you know, flip-flopping them. And this is nice. We got the next trait before we start building those battleships. So that'll be the 5% increase to the heavy attack. And do we want to upgrade them? I guess we can upgrade them. I suppose we're not going to build anymore, so you don't really need to, but whatever, it's fine. And we also have some free civilian factories. So let's find all that stuff that we just got. We can actually go up to speed 5 now as well. So we could further increase the number of air bases we have over here. But I really feel like we should work on supply, because I know it's going to be an issue. Yeah, you can see it's an issue here. So we're going to upgrade all bottlenecks. And so that will get some rails constructing. Let's just take a look at the rest of the supply network, see if there's any other issues we can improve. Looking pretty good throughout here. I don't know if we'll bring more troops into this area. I feel like you could use more against Mongolia. But the tanks could help out there eventually once they finish what we set them to do, which is to connect with these guys eventually, is the plan. I probably should have drew this out a little bit further than we currently have it. Yeah, let's actually do that. Let's have them go across here. And same thing with these guys. I don't know why I put it so close. That was silly. Well, these guys you have to put it close because they're on the Mongolian front there. So we finished with that port, giving us a hub there. We're still constructing another one. I feel like you could use a hub along here somewhere. Not that we have to have one. It would just be useful. So we'll get one, and we'll throw it up at the top just because we want to make sure that those are being constructed. We would also construct one here. Again, don't need any of these. That's really not the point. We're just building them because we don't have anything to do with our factories. We just don't need anything else. Could get one right here. I think that this is probably going to be an issue, but it's probably fine. But yeah, I could do another one right here. So let's go ahead and do that. It's on the rails as well, so you don't have to build any additional rails. So I just kind of focusing on supply hubs in the area. Take a look at the situation here. We do have those 2 ports, so it should be pretty good there. You got the situation here, which building additional ports doesn't really seem to help much. We could build one though. Put these below the hubs, just make sure. I mean, we got plenty of civilian factories, but alright, so that looks pretty good. So still just got troops moving into the areas. You got those tanks there. I don't really think it's going to be necessary to have them here, honestly. So I think we're going to actually get rid of this army because, you know, we have the problem of generals, a shortage of generals. So these guys have the medium tanks. They only have 2 of the bears, 2 of the heavy tanks. It's mostly light tanks. So I think if we have any heavy tanks, which I believe there's 1 unit in there. Oh, there's actually 2. Both of those should go over here. And then we'll also send them 1 light tank. And so that looks pretty solid. 20 tank divisions. The rest of them will move over to these fronts over here. So maybe like 8 there and 7 there. Maybe actually 8 there and 7 here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Alright, so let those guys move elsewhere. We don't really need them over here, I don't think. Plus supply is going to be a problem with all of the troops we already have in the region. It's going to cause issues. Okay, so we did get the anti-air. And so what we're going to want to do is go ahead and get the anti-tanks now. We need to get the passive bonus for the artillery as well, but let's get this one here first. That's going to take 70 days. Now for the carriers, we just need the dual purpose guns. Apparently we still have civilian factories. Okay. Let's just build air bases all throughout here then. Build up in that area. Build throughout here. Do we have this fully built up? We do not. So let's go ahead and do that. Make sure we're looking good on the infrastructure. You can always build it up further. Get them all up to level 4. So we can also build down here. And maybe here as well. We're already built up in that area. I don't have any supply problems there, so that's not necessary. But we could build in our newly conquered territory if it has any resources that we need. Not really. We could build there, I suppose. You know what? Let me tick that one up to the top. Yeah, if there's any resources we haven't already taken advantage of, I mean, that's 11. That's not going to help you building one more level. Yeah, unfortunately, not much we can do. They've already all been built up. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Can we get... Maybe we can get 7 from there. It's not bad. So we'll take that. Because, yeah, we always need the steel. Also, any tungsten locations. If you guys see one that I miss, let me know down in the comments, because we are always needing more tungsten. Alright, so I think that's pretty good. Well, yes, we had talked about moving troops over here for this invasion this way. I feel like we should finish this up first, though, but I don't want them attacking our port there either. So what we might do is just take some troops that are in this army here and just move them over there in a separate army and then just get them covering this port. No, we want you to go this way. Oh, they're in a different army. Oh, my bad. All the different army colors being the same is confusing me. We need to adjust that. Maybe I'll do that when I get a chance. Let me see where these guys are at. They should be in a port. So now we just need to send them to this port here. We could even send one over to here as well. We just don't want them taking any of our port provinces. So the best way to do this would actually be to create a separate... Maybe I should throw these up here, just so I know which ones they are. Change their color up, because again, we got too many of this color. And then Let's go ahead and make sure they're using the trucks if they need it. And then just give them like 2 more units here. And then have them do the area defense and cover any ports that we have in this region. You could actually have them cover that region too. I know there's no ports through here, it just looks nicer if we have the whole thing covered like that. And so in total, if they're just covering the ports, they need 4, which is exactly what we have. Okay, so we'll do that. Now we could have them be in the same army. I just don't want them going across the sea though. So we won't do that. These guys here have arrived. Can I change this so they don't cover, I don't know how many states this actually is. This is all one state, it's all one state. Okay, so yeah, no way to adjust that. They're gonna be guarding these 2 ports no matter what I do. Okay, that's fine. But we do have some troops that have arrived here. So we're still bringing troops into the area. We don't want to attack in winter anyway if we can avoid it. We've already done too many attacks in the winter time as it is. Looks like all the railway guns are here, so we can start. Oh well, there's still one moving. They do take a while to get over here. I can see that we're lacking one up in this area. What we could do is just start moving them to like a staging area just so they're closer. So once we have the front figured out, we can then move these to where they're needed. We should move one over to here. So let me actually leave that one. And then we have 2 tanks there. They might want to get coming over this area. So let's have them go right here. And then we'll get those moving to where we need them. And then this one will come over here or come over here and then go across here to provide us the bonus there. Alright, so we want to go ahead and deploy these tank units. We could go ahead and get a few more. I know that we're stacked on a lot of types of equipment. So let's go and deploy those ones that are already trained. We'll get a few more of the light tanks as well. Get those guys deploying. I really don't think we need any more infantry, honestly. So let's go and just deploy all those. Let these guys train up, and then we'll take these tanks out and bring them on over here. Alright, so these guys going into this army. And then the last one here. Probably just bring them as well. Though it looks like supply is a bit of an issue here. Yeah, it is a problem. I know we still have a supply hub building. So that should improve the situation to some degree. But probably should just put them over here. So we'll just do 8 and 8. And then also we finished up constructing something. Maybe one of those battleships? No, we got some light cruisers constructed. Okay, so we needed to update those. Do we actually want to do that now, since the dual purpose will be done in 23 days? I think we'll just wait. Wait to get those constructed before we build any additional ships. However, we do have these super heavy battleships. This was added from that focus. And so let's get these popped up to the top with full dockyards. So we can get those constructed, because they're like partially done. I don't know if we'll have these in time for the war, probably not. But yeah, we can give them dockyards. And maybe take these dockyards from submarines and destroyers. I did want to tell them not to use these for repairs. Alright, so we should be able to start moving the fleet over here. Let me just take a look. Yeah, they're completely done repairing, so let's go ahead and get them moving into the area if they're not already here. Yeah, it looks like they're already here. Excellent. So I do need to make some adjustments. These guys are still repairing too. And yeah, you have too many of these here. We can just merge some of these, so that's fine. We'll get it all solved. Still have these guys repairing. Just seeing where we're at, because I'd like to get the fleet set up in between episodes. Going to be making some pretty big adjustments here on how this is all designed. We can let these guys train, though. Anybody that needs it can train up. Might as well. So we'll let these guys train up. Only if they need the experience, though. Because we don't exactly... I mean, I suppose we could use naval experience because we haven't finished up with all those yet. So yeah, if they need it, we'll let them train. I think most of these are probably all trained up. Yeah, like you got this guy here and his one little fleet here, so that'd be really easy to get that changed up. Well, you can also let these guys train up. And yeah, any of these guys that need training, we'll let them go ahead and do so. That will result in some of them getting damaged, but we're only training them until they get to that next level. So not just setting them to always train. Now you can see that this army is clearly not enough to cover this front, but the British aren't even over here. Remember, they're at war too. They got their own conflict against the Americans. Now, as for declaring war on Japan, because we don't have a war goal on them, we should take a look at how long this will take. We have the retake core territory, so it's only 15 days, so it's not a problem. So we don't need to worry about that at all. Let's take a look at the equipment. Again, I'm pretty sure that we're pretty solid. In fact, we don't even need that much going to infantry equipment. We do need to change up the anti-air, though. So I guess you could work on getting those updated. So yeah, maybe do 15 here, just for updating purposes. So we'll let it go just a couple more weeks here, maybe one more week. Just get a little bit closer. And Siam just keeps trying to get those fighters from us. Yeah, just getting all these units moved over here, these railway guns as well. I think that's the last one I told to construct. So let's get them moving into our staging area over here. And then we'll get them put up onto the front. And we did get the advanced medium dual purpose battery. Excellent. Okay, so with that, we can now design the carriers and the battleships as soon as we have the battleship tech, of course. I know we don't have the 1944 carrier hull, but we're actually going to build one more of the 1940 carrier ones, just because we're not even researching that yet. You know, with the battleships, we're going to have that done in 2 days. It's going to take 112 days, which we'll work on immediately after. But yeah, I think we should start one carrier. So that's what we'll do. But let's go and get something else selected here. We're working on the destroyers currently. I suppose we can get the depth charges for them. The cruiser hulls, we're going to get a research bonus here in just a few days. So let's wait to get that. And still need the medium batteries for them. Destroyers, you also need these guns here. Though, maybe we don't. Because aren't we using dual purpose for those? So yeah, I don't think we need to research these. Yeah, we can avoid those. Do need the torpedoes though. So that's something we might want to get. But let's do the depth charges first. That'll take us 53 days. We're going to spend a bit of our experience for it. Now it's only 52 with the MIO added in there. Alright, so let's go ahead and design that one carrier. Could also change up this design and do an even better super heavy battleship. Simply because, or even design our own. Because you can see that the one they're currently giving us isn't fully built out yet. So why not? We won't do that right now. We'll wait to get that. Let's just do this carrier. And this is going to be the Ivan 3s. We're going to go ahead and add the B here. So this will be the last 1940 Ivan 3 here. So we need to change up the anti-air, the radar. You know what? We got to add those to these destroyers. I already have the light cruiser set to only build one more. But yeah, the cruiser should also be set to only construct one more. And then we need to get the dual purpose guns, level 4s on there, and I think that's it. And so that'll increase light attack by just a little bit. Anti-air is going to go up by a bit as well. Get the increased surface detection and sub detection. All right, so let's go and save that, and we'll build one more of these. We might want to get some more dockyards. Yeah, I think we should. I know we have a lot. But yeah, we could just build tons of more ships. I know steel is kind of an issue. We could just trade with the British for that. Yeah, you know what? We'll put those down here at the bottom. They won't be a priority or anything, but yeah, we'll get a few more. Particularly in any locations that we can build them quicker. I don't know if we have, I don't think we have a core there. Let's get a few more dockyards constructing once we finish with all this other stuff here, the infrastructure and all that good stuff. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and end it here. Next episode we'll start with the designing of the battleships, because those will be done here in just 2 days. And I suppose we'll also design some super heavy battleships and maybe get those constructing as well. Though, I think we should have the naval experience. Yeah, we should be able to do that. Will we get these done in time for them to fight? Probably not. We don't usually get the super heavy battleships. I'll go ahead and get our fleet set up as well. Let's get them kind of changed up and set into the areas where we're going to be having them fight. So I'll do that, and we'll also move the planes into the region too, because I think we should have most of those air bases constructed. Yeah, there's just one more here. So the air bases are done. Still working on the supply situation, so hopefully the planes don't cause too many issues. See, we are definitely having some supply issues across the front because we just have such a huge number of divisions all throughout this area. I'm sure the Japanese will also have supply issues. Frankly, need to get this port built up higher. So, you know, let's go ahead and increase the size of these. I don't know how high we'd want to get these. I mean, you could build this one like fully up just so you have another level 10. This one I don't think that's necessary. But yeah, that'll improve the situation. So we'll put those up to the top there, just under the hubs. Take a look at how things look on the Denmark front, where we just have the 12 divisions currently. I don't know if that's gonna be enough to get across. Might need to send them some additional ones. Could send them from this pink army, I suppose, since they're in the area. And then when they're done, we'll just have them come over here and help out with this front, just in case the British attack us, because as you can see, the front is not fully defended. So yeah, there's no reason why we couldn't take some of these divisions, put them into that army to help us out. But yeah, I'll get that all set up, and then we'll declare war probably here sometime in April, however long it takes for the ships to get into place. But it will be pretty early in the next episode. Maybe May. Yeah, that'll give us enough time to get the war goal, get the ships moved to where they need to go. And then we'll declare war in May of 1944, and this will be our last conflict against the Japanese and their massive fleet, though not as large as it once was. And maybe the Americans sunk some of their ships, but they still have a much larger fleet than we do. Now, it may look like they don't with us having similar numbers, but remember, most of these are submarines, guys. Most of our fleet is a submarine fleet, so it's definitely significantly larger when you look at screens and capital ships, particularly when you look at the number of carriers. They have 10 carriers to our 2. Now, we actually have a lot more battleships, though they are really old. The Japanese battleships are also pretty old. Well, that's interesting. Now, they do have some new carriers, or at least one fairly new carrier here. The rest of these are even older. Okay, so I feel like our fleet is probably better when it comes to capital ships. I was thinking it was the other way around. They do have the 4 battle cruisers, but yeah, we got far more battleships, but the carriers are really the deal breaker. I mean, the carriers are fantastic and they got a lot more than we do, so we're gonna have to rely on land-based planes. As far as destroyers go, they definitely outnumber us. They got more heavy cruisers, but we got more light cruisers. But yeah, they certainly have more escorts than we do. But again, this is a little misleading because of how many submarines we have. They still have the bigger fleet overall, but I think ours is better. So I think we should be able to defeat them, particularly with the assistance of our land-based bombers. So yeah, I'm excited to do this final conflict against Japan and China. So we'll see how it goes next episode. Hope you did enjoy this one. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. Do hope to see you on the next one, and thanks for watching.